All right. So we had a great week 8 in the master degree of entrepreneurship and innovation. So we had a really great sales seminar. I spoke with my mentor for the first time physically. So I went to Malmö just to meet him. I'm going to talk to you all about it. And we also started working on the feasibility analysis and the mom test. Yes, mom test. So if you don't know what's the mom test, just stick to the end of this video and I'll explain to you what's the mom test, how it works, and how you can use it. All right, so let's jump to it. Hey there, my fellow entrepreneurs. This is Thiago Mazeo from Britslink.com, and I'm here to talk to you about the week 8 of my master degree in entrepreneurship and innovation at Lund University. I'm really glad you guys are here. So if you want to learn how I do my master degree or whatever we go through there, just follow along. Just click on subscribe here, hit the notification bell, and you'll get notified whenever I post a new video, which is pretty much every week. And you can follow along my master degree, how to create a company, how to create online businesses. And that's pretty much all about my channel. So if you enjoy it, just subscribe to it, all right? So let's jump to the week 8 of my master degree. It was a quite busy week. It was super nice. We had lots of tasks and things to do. So we started week 8 with a sales seminar from one of the mentors of our program that is called Peter Hallworth. He's an expert in sales. He has lots of experience, and it was really great to see that. Seeing that seminar even inspired me of watching The Wolf of Wall Street again, because it's another pushy on sales film, and I really enjoyed that movie. So I rewatched it to see some techniques used for sales and how they do that. So it was pretty fun. So you can see that it definitely incentivized myself to go look for the film again, because it was a great seminar and I really enjoyed it. So if you were watching this, Peter, thank you very much. It was a great pitch you did on your presentation. So after that, as I told you guys, during the week 8, I met with my mentor, which was really amazing. It was a really nice opportunity. My mentor is called Michelle Masadakis. Thank you very much, Michelle. We had a great conversation. So we talked about everything, actually. So I talked about my past, my experiences, like professional experiences. Why do I want to become an entrepreneur? Everything related to that. And he introduced himself. He gave me a lot of his background as well as an entrepreneur. He created like lots of companies already, almost I think around 10 if I'm not mistaken, and he invested in 5 companies as well as an angel investor. A great conversation, and I really enjoyed it. He gave me lots of tips on how to start a new business, how to move on, how to face those challenges. He asked me, what do I expect of a mentorship? And I was like, I expect something more like a guidance. And he said, like, you cannot take everything I say for granted. You just need to take me as a point of view, because you in the end will do all the choices. You'll take and make all the decisions. So that's pretty much on you, but you'll have my point of view, so you can take it into consideration. But in the end, you're gonna take and you're gonna make the decisions on your own, right? So that it was really nice talking to him. It was super nice, and it added a lot for me. It was just the first meeting we had, so I hope next week we're gonna talk again and discuss more about what happened during this week 8 and 9, and discuss about the feasibility analysis that we ran, about the pitching that we did, and everything related to our business idea, right? So it was pretty cool. After that, I worked one day from Ideon Innovation. So I got a question here from one of our viewers, Pratha. Thank you very much for the question. So it was pretty much, the course is still being held online because our class is around 70 people or more. So due to the fact that Corona is still impacting here in Europe, they said our course is going to be based online until January. And from there, it might be back on campus. But for now, we're going to stick to the online way of learning. But if you want to work from Ideon is completely open. You can go there, you can join. Craig, our program director, he got a room just for our class, which is called the backstage of Ideon, which is a room right beside the stage where the pitchers corners is held. So when it was physical, people would go there. There's a stage so people can do their pitch on their business ideas, and it's all within Ideon Innovation, and it is pretty cool. So this room back of the stage is called backstage, and we got that room for our class so we can go there and work from there. So I went to Lund just one day because I went to meet with my mentor in Malmö, and then I spent the rest of the day in Lund in Ideon Innovation, just working from there on the feasibility analysis, and also talking with my colleagues that were working from there as well. So it was pretty interesting, and that's how everything is running with the coronavirus situation. But hopefully by January it will be better and we can go back to classes on campus, which I think is better in the sense that you can talk more to people face to face, and you make more interactions, and you know people a little bit better when you are online, not online, but physically together, right? So that's my point of view, but it's been really interesting. The course, even though it's online, they're making everything they can to make it interactive and nice for the students. And they're doing a quite great job, I have to say, because all the lectures and the guest lectures that we had, like on the week 7, they were fantastic. On the week 8, also the seminar for Peter, it was really good. So that was pretty much it. What else? So we had a supervision also with the program director, Craig, to talk about the feasibility analysis that we were working on. I'm going to comment a little bit more on the feasibility analysis, what does it include, what it doesn't, and what we had to do so far. We also had to pitch our ideas to the mentors. So all the mentors were in a call with us on Friday of the week 8, and we had to pitch our idea as a group, and they would give us feedback and also like put up some questions in the air just to better understand the idea and what we're aiming to achieve, right? So that was pretty much the week 8, and I'm just gonna go and dive into what we did in the feasibility analysis. And one thing that is called the MOM test, which is quite interesting as well. I'm gonna tell you what the MOM test is. It is a book actually, but I'll discuss it after the feasibility analysis, okay? So for the feasibility analysis, we did lots of steps. So we started by doing like a project description, just telling what we want to achieve, what the idea is, what are our main focus, what we're gonna sell, how we're gonna monetize it. So it's just a random description of the project that we want to create. After that, we created a value proposition statement, just telling what our values are, the core values we have, and we followed by creating a value proposition canvas and an NABC analysis. If you don't know what NABC analysis is, it stands for need, approach, benefits, and competition. And it's one of the main strategies that people use to pitch their ideas to investors or even to clients. If you want to learn more about these two types, the value proposition canvas and the NABC model, I have a complete blog post on it, explained everything. I'll leave the link in the description so you can check it out and even use to pitch your ideas using those models, because it helps a lot for you to structure and make a good pitch, all right? So after that, we have also to come up with elements of value. So there is a pyramid of values that was published by Harvard Business Review, which has lots of values that you're gonna add with your product or service to your client. And it's really nice for you to identify which values are you delivering to your client. So we just went through that pyramid, identifying which values we are adding with the product and service we're trying to come up with. Besides that, we also had to come up with the 4 C's. So anyone who studied marketing know everything about the 4 P's, right? Kotler, it's super famous. Everyone studying marketing know what the 4 P's are. So it stands for product, price, promotion, and place. But it's really old theory. And nowadays people are working and saying that the 4 P's are dead. long live the 4 C's. And the 4 C's stands for co-create, communities, customize, and convenience. And it's quite interesting, this dramatically change, because you switch the focus to the marketer, to the client actually, because companies are more and more trying to engage with customers on social media, because customers have a way more voice nowadays with social media and the internet as back in 20 years ago. So using that technology helps you to co-create stuff with your users or your potential customers, so they become your customers. You get fidelity from your customers, right? So it is pretty interesting. So you can co-create and use communities to foster and engage with people, to keep them on board with your product and interested in all the solutions you have to provide. All right. After that, we ran a market analysis. So we got like secondary data. So that means we didn't go out there asking people and gathering like the primary data, they would say. It's more like what they consider an office job, like a desk job, which you just go through the internet. The library of Lund has lots of resources, like I commented on the last video. And from there, we found like lots of reports from great institutions that just sell their report really expensive prices, but since we have those tools in the university, we can have access to those reports, and we can see and create an overall feeling of the market and if it's nice or not to work with. All right. Also, besides that, we also created a customer analysis, which we did more focused to the consumer that we're gonna target and who we're gonna see. So for that, we also created the user persona or avatar that people call, like who you're going to target. Like, is it a specific audience? And I think to get started, the more specific you get, the better. And then from there, you can just open the horizons and start making more products and stuff to get other people on board as well. But the more focus you get in the beginning, the easier it is. So we created this user persona. What else? We also did like some sustainability considerations, just how our product or service is going to affect the environment, are going to help people, how impactful it is to the environment. So that was another analysis we did. And we also had a customer empathy map. All right. So from that, we had to set up like tasks, influences, goals and gains, pains and feelings from the customers. So basically telling them like what tasks are they trying to complete that you're going to help them with, like what do you need to get done. So it's basically put you in the shoes of your customer to see what their needs are. And from there, you can have a better understanding of how you can help them, providing the best suitable solution for that problem they're trying to solve, right? So after that, we created something about the team, how our team is structured, what are our strengths and points to improve, and also how are we confident about the opportunity that we presented based on all the analysis we did, and the MOM test that I'm going to talk to you about right now. All right. And after that, we did, just to finalize this report of feasibility analysis, we created a step of go or no go decision based on what we learned and what we studied for this feasibility analysis. All right. So while we were doing the feasibility analysis, we also run the MOM test, which is a book from Rob Fitzpatrick, about getting the truth out of your customer, right? So the name MOM test, it comes always because when you're trying to interview someone, you usually use the wrong tactics. I used to use it wrong as well, because I usually pitch my idea and kind of you expect some positive feedback, them to validate your idea, some compliments maybe, but that's not the way to go. If you want to go and get the truth out of them, you need to be more specific and not pitch your ideas to them, right? So if you don't pitch the idea at all, that's the best scenario, because then you will get the truth out of them. And it's called the mom test because if you're gonna pitch something to your mom, she's also gonna say like she loves it, it's super good, oh, you're super smart, son. But she's not telling you the truth. Maybe she doesn't like the idea, but she's saying that not to hurt your feelings or just to not unmotivate you, right? So this is why it's called mom test, so you can get the truth out of your customers. And they do that basically by not presenting your idea to them and just asking broad questions like about their problems, about the life, how they deal with certain situation, asking for real examples, if they spend money with that, if they ever looked for a solution for that problem. And that's pretty much how you get that information. I'm gonna leave a link in the description of the video as well with the link of this book. You can buy it from Amazon. It's not so expensive, and it's super worth, because if you're working with sales or even dealing with customers, it's a really nice way to put in practice and get the truth out of your customers, which is pretty important nowadays if you want to find out everything, because people have a tendency not to tell you the truth because either they don't care enough, they just gonna want to get rid of you like as fast as they can, so they're just gonna say, okay, that's a great idea, I would love that, but in fact they would never buy the solution. Or they just don't want to hurt your feelings if they're your friends or family, and you won't get the truth. So that's a really interesting technique that you can use. All right, so that was pretty much it for the week 8. And then plenty of study as well, because we had to put in a lot of readings. We had to read about 11 articles as well, because for the week 9 we are gonna have the test. All right, so it's gonna be a written test this time, not an oral exam. And I'm gonna tell you next week how it did, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. All right, so that was about week 8. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, leave me one of these bad boys right here. Leave a message if you want to hear more about any of the theory or something that I mentioned here in the video, and I can make another video specific on that for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I see you on my next video.